This is your ultimate guide to Grand Theft Auto Online, whether you are a brand new player and you don't know what to do, whether you've been playing this game for a while and you don't know how to make money. This is a series I call From the Ditch to Filthy Rich. I started as a level 1 in 2024 and I've grinded my way up now to where I own a couple of businesses and I have $10 million. From episode 1 we went and got ourselves the Acid Lab, we got ourselves a free electric supercar. Episode 2 we went ahead and bought ourselves the agency. Episode 3 we got the Kasatka submarine. In this particular episode we're going to go ahead and get one of the best passive businesses in the game, along with one of the best vehicles for grinding in the entire game. So if you're not up to this point yet, go back, watch episode 1, watch episode 2, watch episode 3, follow along with your character step by step, everything I've done to get to this point right now, and then you can go ahead and you can be a rich player in this game just like we're going to be by the end of this series. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back, this is episode 4 of From the Ditch to Filthy Rich for 2024, and at this point in the game I now have $10 million. You should as well if you've been following along. If you haven't, go back to the start, episode 1, or wherever you're up to in your grind, and work your way through till you get to this point with $10 million. Now I know this seems like a lot, and it seems like I might have done a lot off camera for this particular grind, but look, in all honesty, I'm only grinding probably 2 hours a day for probably 3 or 4 nights a week before I then come and record this, so it hasn't taken as long as you might think, particularly with the money methods that I've set out in this grind. It is quite easy to make this amount of money. I think it was $3 million I had at the end of episode 3, and I now have $10 million to start episode 4, and that was just doing a couple of Cayo Perico heists, a couple of Cluckenbell farm raids, and a Dr. J contract in there somewhere, and selling my Acid Lab. So it didn't take that long to get from the 3 million to the 10 million with that grind, only over 2 or 3 nights. Anyway, let's get into this one. I did say during the intro we're going to buy one of the best passive businesses in the game and one of the best grinding vehicles in the entire game. I'm talking, of course, of the Oppressor Mark II. If we open up the phone and we come into Warstock Cash and Carry, we'll scroll down till we find the Oppressor Mark II. It's quite a way down the list now. There it is there. We can see that it has a buy it now price of $8 million. And we've only got 10 million at the moment, so if we buy this right now, it's most of our money gone, but it does have a trade price here of only 6 million. In order to unlock that trade price, it says own a Terrorbyte and complete 5 client jobs as a boss. Terrorbyte here for $1.3 million. However, this has a lock on it as well, and we need to first purchase a Nightclub in order to store the Terrorbyte. So that's what we're going to do. And the Nightclub is one of the best passive businesses in the game. But we're not going to be fully setting the Nightclub up in this episode. So what you do, go to your phone, go to Mazebank's foreclosures, come filter out for Nightclubs. And there are quite a few around the place here. I highly recommend Mission Row for $1.4 million, or if you want to spend a little bit more, Downtown Vinewood's the one I own on my main account, $1.6 million. West Vinewood's not a bad one either at 1.7. I do recommend staying away from the ones over here in Vespucci and Del Perro. Definitely stay away from the ones at the bottom of the map here, the LSIA, Ellison Island, and down here at Cypress Flats. They are a bit cheaper, but I definitely recommend staying away from them. La Mesa, I've never operated out of this one, so I don't know whether that one's any good. Same with Strawberry, but I did operate out of Mission Row last year's from the Ditch to Filthy Rich series, and at $1.4 million, and we're trying to save a bit of money. This is the one I recommend to grab, but if you want to grab the Downtown Vinewood one, it is only 230,000 more, so if you want to get that one, get that one. I personally am going with Mission Row. And for this, we're not going to worry about any of these right now. Eventually we will come here to storage, and eventually we will buy 5 levels, but you can see that's another $1.7 million to add on there. This storage is important once we have a few other businesses that help to produce product in the warehouse here. Now, I have a guide on how the Nightclub works fully. I'm not going to explain that in this particular video. We're not setting the Nightclub up fully in this video, but if you want to check that out, I'll link that down below for you. So don't worry about anything here, none of this. Dancers, dry ice, club name, light rig, light club style, it's all cosmetic. Storage is the only one we do want eventually, but let's take that off for now. We don't want any of that. How do I get rid of that? There we go. We don't want any of the storage. And the car spaces here, you can add in 3 10-car garages in this, but you can see here that's going to be another $400,000, so we're not worrying about that right now. For now, we're just going to buy the standard nightclub, $1.4 million. Now, before we can buy the Terrorbyte, we will need to go over and set that up, so I'm going to do that right now. So to set your nightclub up, just head over to it, walk inside, you're going to go through a cutscene, and I'll talk to you once that's over. So once you come out of the cutscene, open up your phone, go to the internet, come into Warstock Cash and Carry, and now we should have the Terrorbyte unlocked here for $1.3 million. So come inside, and we don't want to worry about the interior tint, the decal, the turret station, or the drone station. What we do want, or the weapons workshop actually, what we do want is the specialised workshop. This is where we can customise the Oppressor Mark II. This is going to add $495,000 to it, bringing it to a total of $1.8 million. So go ahead and purchase this. That is now going to store the Terrorbyte in the basement of our nightclub. So in the meantime, head over to your computer here and we'll finish setting up, well, we'll start setting up the nightclub. We're not going to finish in this episode, I do not think. So log into your computer, and we want to go and select either set up staff or set up equipment. Doesn't matter which one, I'm going to go set up staff first.
Okay, here we go. Get us our staff. You can...
So this is going to send us out on a mission where we need to pick up 3 staff members.
If you want to pick up, honk your horn. Alright, yeah, let's go.
We're picking up our head bouncer. This is Marcel.
Cool to be working with you. We gonna go get the others?
We're going to pick up our head bar staff.
Okay, I'm so pumped to be working your bar for you. Whoa, look at this big guy.
Hey, babe.
Hello?
And the final person we're picking up is our warehouse technician. This is Johan.
Oh, we're kind of full. Room for one more?
Good to meet you.
What's up?
So once you have all 3 picked up, just head back to the nightclub.
Look at you. This is it.
All right.
And once you've got them back to your nightclub, that'll be that mission finished. Ready to go, come back to the computer in your nightclub office. And let's do the setup equipment. Now for this one we're going to need to go out to an area near Sandy Shores, so I spawned in the Sparrow and flew out. Now the rockets are going to lock on here, but I'm not going to shoot, I'm just going to land. Oops, that wasn't the best landing ever, was it? And we're going to steal this festival bus. Head to the right side of the bus. I'm Australian. The entry to the bus is on the left-hand side. Now just drive away. Oh, there we go. There goes the skull. Yeah, once you deliver this bus back to your nightclub, I didn't think I was going to get around then. Once you deliver it back to your nightclub, that'll be the mission completed. So after the cutscene, it's going to ask you to drive to LSIA to pick up Solomun.
I think we see your plane coming in. What do you mean he's missed the runway? No, he can't be passed out. Not with all them uppers in his system. Get up there and do something. Push some buttons. Oh.
Jesus, Dave, there's so many buttons.
Just press one. It's what you do for a living.
I'm a DJ, not a fucking pilot.
Go on, you've got this, my son. Make me proud.
Whoa!
That's not making me very proud.
Oh, okay, don't worry, I'm back.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Okay. I got it.
Whatever you press before.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Don't press it. Okay.
Proper bad juju, mate. We might be about to lose our DJ. Follow that private jet.
Now when you arrive at LSIA, you're going to go through a small cutscene and see that Solomun's pilot's actually passed out and he's trying to land the plane. However, you're going to have to follow him all the way up to Sandy Shores and he's going to crash land somewhere nearby the Sandy Shores airfield.
Holy shit! He did it! The miracle worker! Let's go pick him up. Get on it, mate. Can't just leave him there.
So once you pick up Solomun, just drive back to your nightclub.
Su casa, their casa. They don't know what they're in for. Come on.
Let's do it.
So after you've delivered Solomun back, you'll go through a small cutscene and then you'll have free roam inside your nightclub. It's going to be fully set up. Now on my mini-map here, I have a little man icon, little blue man icon. This is a VIP. Every 48 minutes or so, either one of these is going to pop up or there'll be a blue dot. A blue dot is a troublemaker. To deal with these, just walk up to him, press right D-pad. The VIP will have to go on a mission where we're driving him back to either his home or to rehab or to hospital, and that is a long, slow, boring mission. I don't recommend doing these. What I do recommend doing is the troublemaker, because you walk up to them, press right D-pad, and your bouncer and you will throw him out. There is a way to guarantee to always get the troublemaker, and that is if you come into your nightclub in passive mode, every 48 minutes, the troublemaker will spawn. So I suggest just ignoring this guy for now. What these two missions do is popularity bar down the bottom, you can see there, it's all the way full. Kicking one of these troublemakers out or driving the VIP home if you choose to do that, which I don't recommend because it takes too bloody long, it will increase your popularity by a bar there. And what happens is every 48 minutes, money is going to go into your wall safe. How much money goes in is dependent on your popularity bar. If your popularity bar is all the way full, that is going to be $50,000 every 48 minutes. Wall safe is over here, and it has a capacity of $250,000. So I just recommend every 48 minutes, come back to your nightclub, make sure you go into passive mode before you enter, and you will have the troublemaker spawn. And when I have that come up for me, I will show you what I'm talking about. So to always get the troublemaker, enter passive mode, and then into your nightclub. Now this does have a cooldown period of 48 minutes, so you can only do this once every 48 minutes. But as I come downstairs into my nightclub, you can see a blue dot spawns on my map. This is a troublemaker. Walk up to him, press right on your D-pad, and yourself and Marcel will throw him out. Now this pays you $10,000 as well and gives an increase to your popularity. So if you do this once every 48 minutes, that should be enough to keep your nightclub popularity full and $50,000 going into your wall safe every 48 minutes. You can see there my first $50,000 has gone in. So I can go up and collect that if I want, or I can just leave it because there is a capacity of $250,000, as I said before. So make sure you are coming in passive mode every 48 minutes, because if you don't, then there is a chance you're going to get the VIP spawn instead of the troublemaker, and that's going to be a long, boring mission driving them back to home, or to the hospital, or to rehab. Another way to keep your popularity full, if kicking the troublemaker out hasn't increased your popularity all the way, come into your laptop computer here. Come in, you'll see you've got a few tabs down here. So here shows your popularity level. Over here shows your warehouse stock. Now come down to Nightclub Management. You can click here on Promote Club. This will send you out on a mission to increase your popularity, but I don't recommend doing this. The only time I ever recommend doing this one is if you're trying to do your career progress. If you're on PS5 or Xbox Series X and S, you're trying to do your career progress for the Nightclub. And I actually have a video linked on the Nightclub career progress, and I'll link that down below. So I don't recommend doing this one, but come to Resident DJ. So you'll see currently Solomun is our resident DJ, and you'll see these other three are going to cost $100,000 to book. Now, once I book one of those, it doesn't matter where my popularity is at. My popularity can be all the way down the bottom here, completely empty. If I then go and book one of these three DJs for the $100,000, that is going to completely fill my popularity. Let's say, for example, I go and take the Tale of Us. My popularity is all the way empty. Book the Tale of Us for $100,000, it'll completely increase it all the way up. However, if once I've got him already booked, Solomun here will only be $10,000 to rebook. And that's if I then go and rebook Solomun, that's going to increase it by about 20%, I think it is, or about 10%. It's only going to increase it by a little bit anyway. So Tale of Us will then be $10,000 as well. I can swap back and forth between these two, and it will slowly increase the popularity. It costs me $10,000 each time. So it's only $100,000 the first time you book them, and then it's $10,000 to switch between. And after I book these two as well, again, $100,000 each to book them the first time, but then I can swap between all four, and it would only cost me $10,000. Now I come into warehouse management, and up here we've got our warehouse technicians. Now you can see we've got one unlocked here. To hire a second one, it's going to cost $140,000. And then once you've hired him, to hire another one, it's going to cost a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more until you got all five. Now down the bottom here, these are the products that they can source, and you'll notice that a lot of them at the moment are locked. And if you don't have the bunker, sporting goods here is going to be locked as well. Each one of these represents another business that is in the game, and to fully set up the warehouse, we need to own those corresponding businesses. So cargo and shipments, that corresponds to either a crate warehouse or a hangar. Sporting goods, it corresponds to the bunker. South American imports responds to a white lockup, which is one of the MC businesses. Pharmaceutical research is a math lab, which is set up through the biker business as well, the MC business. Organic produce is a grass farm. Printing and copying is the document forgeries office, and both of those two are also one of the MC businesses. And cash creation is a cash factory, which is also an MC business. So these five here are all MC businesses, and we'll talk about those a bit later on. The ones I recommend to get: cargo and shipments, sporting goods, South American produce, pharmaceutical research, and cash creation. Because you've only got 5 technicians, you can only source 5 things at a time. Those are the 5 you want to do. Now, for anyone who has a bunker, like myself, assign your technician to sporting goods. He's going to start acquiring goods here. Now, the rest of this we will set up later on. We're not going to worry about this right now, but this is where we're going to make a lot of money eventually in the background, once we've got all of these set up. So come down to upgrades. Right now, I recommend only getting the staff upgrade. We are going to want the equipment upgrade as well, but for right now, only the staff upgrade. We just don't have any of the, well, if you're like me and you've just assigned someone to sporting goods, that's all we've got at the moment. But let's definitely get the staff upgrade. What this is going to do is this is going to mean that the popularity will decrease slower. With the equipment upgrade, the technicians will source goods for the warehouse much faster. And like I said, anyone who's on PS5 or Xbox Series X and S like myself and has the Career Starter Pack, we have the bunker, but nobody else does at the moment. So we'll worry about this a little bit later. But for right now, just the staff upgrade. Security upgrade is something that's... you can purchase it if you want. From time to time, your nightclub may or may not get raided. In my whole time playing, the only time I've ever had my nightclub raided is when I've gone AFK overnight and I've left myself signed in as a CEO. So yeah, get it if you want. Otherwise, just leave it for now, and we don't really need it. Okay, what we are going to do now is we're going to head down to the Terrorbyte garage to walk over to the lift here, elevator for those of you in America, and select the Terrorbyte garage. So this is where your Terrorbyte is stored. So hop into the cab, let's take it outside. You can customise it here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's something we can do later. For now, let's leave the garage. So once you're outside, hold right on your D-pad. So once you come inside the back of your Terrorbyte, walk up to this section here. This big touchpad, press right on your D-pad.
Welcome to my app.
So once you log in, you'll see that you can operate particular businesses if you own them. So this is our bunker here. We can run this from here. This one here is a vehicle cargo warehouse. Over here are your biker supplies, which I talked about in the nightclub a moment ago. Your crate warehouse and hangar. I'm not going to worry about any of that here. We're here for the client jobs. So in here we've got 2 jobs currently unlocked, robbery in progress and data sweep. For targeted data and for diamond shopping we're going to need to have a drone station, which we don't have in the Terrorbyte. We couldn't afford it right now. So those 2 are locked, and down the bottom here, these 2 we need to have another player in our organisation, and I've done these 2 before and I recommend not doing those. It's not bad diamond shopping, it's a pretty good one, pretty easy, quick as well. So look, when we can afford to get a drone station, get one, because this one's a nice, quick, easy mission. But for now, let's just go ahead and do robbery in progress.
Hey, have you seen these gas prices? It's insane!
You know what's easier than robbing a bank? Robbing bank robbers. And as luck would have it, there's a 211 on the police scanner, so we're in business. You're plugged into the traffic camera network.
So you log back into the system here, and we're just going to pan left and right across these cameras until we find one of the banks being robbed.
That's it. Looks like some cops have responded to the call. I can patch you into the security camera inside the bank, see what's going on in there.
And there we go, Route 68, so press X on your control pad if you're on PlayStation. I think it's A on Xbox.
These guys look like professionals. Military-grade weapons, tactical training. But then again, they don't have me.
And once you've spotted all this, you can back out.
Or you'll be fighting on...
Leave your Terrorbyte. Now for this one, it's best to have a vehicle with homing missiles. So call in your Sparrow, unless you're a fool like me and left your Sparrow out. Call in a buzzard, and once your missiles lock on, start firing. Now there is a Juggernaut down there, so we're going to want to take him out with the missiles as well. Oops, and I'm going to crash the helicopter in the bush. Okay, so we're going to land. I want to mess that up just a little bit. Homing missile. You serious, mate? Take the homing missiles out. Take a couple of shots inside. I reckon we got him, have we? Nope, we didn't get him. There he is there. Oops. Okay, so pump shotgun and a headshot. There we go, that takes him out. Should be another guy in here somewhere. There he is. Take him out. Grab the gold.
I've got a client who'll take this off our hands, as long as the cops are out of the picture. Lose them and drop it off.
I'm going to spawn in the Sparrow because the buzzard was pretty well wrecked, wasn't it, when I landed it? Yeah, you should be able to call Lester from this one from memory.
How can I help?
Yeah, call Lester, lose the
hey,
cops.
You're in trouble. Okay.
If you haven't done the
deal with it.
Doomsday heists, which we haven't because we don't own a facility on this one, it's going to cost $400. So just, that's a small fee, don't worry about it. And that will be the mission done. Now, as you'll see, when you come back to your Terrorbyte to try and start another one of these, there is a cooldown period. There's a 30-minute cooldown there for the robbery in progress. And we've now got 3 minutes and counting for the data sweep. So what I recommend doing is, if your Cayo Perico heist is off cooldown, go do a setup mission for that. Do the gather intel mission, then come back and do your next client job here. And then, when you've done your next client job, again, go back, do the next setup for the Cayo Perico heist. However, if that's on cooldown, swap that out for the Cluckenbell farm raid instead. Because we're going to need some additional money. I've just realised, while we started this episode off with $10 million, we're down to 6.2 already. 6.2. So we're going to need a little bit more money. So that's fine. That's fine. During this episode, we're going to do a Cayo Perico heist. I'm not going to show that in the recording. We're just going to do the setups in the background. And once we finish that, we'll be fine to go, because we'll have an additional $1 million on top of what we've already got here now. So go do Cluckenbell farm raid or the Cayo Perico heist, and then come back to do the next mission here. So I've come back after doing the gather intel mission for the Cayo Perico heist. Data sweep is off cooldown, so I'm going to go ahead and start that one.
So, do you care who you're working for? Yeah, no.
So for this one, get in your Sparrow, and we're going to have a number of targets on the map. Just fly over near one, and we're going to need to do a hack once we get pretty close to it. So there's one right there. Open up your phone, here's a hack, so you see I'm not close enough, I just need to get down a bit lower. Make sure you stay in range. That's not that one, so I need to move to another one. There's one down here, we'll go check this one out. It's not that one either, so move on to the next one. Okay, so by process of elimination, it was the last vehicle for me. You may get it on the first go. Good luck to you if you do. So I'm just going to pull up just ahead of it on the road. Pop out. Try and take out the drivers. Before they get away, they got away. Need to call in my personal vehicle. Jump on, we're going to have to chase it on the ground. We can't blow the vehicle up, I don't think, so we need to chase it with the ground vehicle. Always aim for the driver first when you're chasing these vehicles. If you take the driver out, he's going to stop, and it's going to make it that much easier for you.
Okay, you've got this. I don't know what we're stealing, but I know they won't want to stolen. Keep those drives safe and get them to the client. I'll feel a whole lot better when this job is over with. And other crews others can see where you are. Be careful out there.
And once you deliver it to the location here, that is that mission done. And as you can see, once again, we've got that cooldown between doing the 2 missions here that we can do. So I recommend finishing off setting up the Caprica heist to go do the next setup mission. Or if you're doing the Cluckenbell farm raid, go do the next setup mission. That'll just chew away this time, and we're not wasting this cooldown period then. And we can go do the finale of either the Caprica heist or the Cluckenbell farm raid, whichever one it is you've got. If the Caprica is not on cooldown, I recommend doing that one, because it's going to get us the biggest payout. If it is on cooldown, then do the Cluckenbell farm raid, or you can just wait. I don't know, but I recommend we need to get it done. We're going to need a little bit more money than what we've got, just to customise the Oppressor Mark II, and then obviously be able to pay the $100,000 setup for the next Caprica heist we can do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go do the next setup, the Caprica heist. We've done 2 of these client jobs. I need to do 3 more before we unlock the trade price. So I'm gonna come back and talk to you after I have finished the 5th client job. Now I've just finished the 5th client job through the Terrorbyte. So if I open up my phone and come into Warstock Cash and Carry and scroll down until we find the Oppressor. Where are we? Oppressor Mark II. There we go. We can see now that it is $6 million. Now I have the trade price unlocked, but as you can see, my cash up here, only $6.3 million, so I'm not going to have enough money to upgrade this yet, so I'm going to go finish the Caprica heist that I have been doing the setups for during the cooldown period for those Terrorbyte missions. I'm going to go finish that, I'm going to come back, and then we're going to buy this, and we're going to customise it, putting the upgrades that we need to it. So I'll come back and talk to you in a moment. And that is the Caprica heist done there. Completed in 10 minutes flat, another 15 minutes, 0 hacks failed. Full loot bag, so of course I got the Elite Challenge done for an extra $50,000. So as I load back in, I've now got $7.4 million, so let's go pick up the Oppressor Mark II. Come down to Warstock Cash and Carry, scroll all the way down until we find the Oppressor Mark II and go ahead and purchase it. Now we want to store this in the Terrorbyte. Okay, so we've got the notification there that the Oppressor is now inside the Terrorbyte. Let's go in. Now at this point you might be asking yourself, why did I spend $1.4 million on a business and then another $1.3 million plus whatever the workshop was? I think it was $1.8 million, wasn't it? I'm going to have to go back and check that footage. I can't remember off the top of my head now. I think it was $1.8 million for this vehicle and the workshop to knock off $2 million off the price. It's because this place here is the only place you can customise the Oppressor Mark II. You can't take this to LS Customs. You can't take it to any other garage in the game where you can customise vehicles at the moment. With what we've got on this account, LS Customs is the only place we can customise vehicles anyway. But this here is the only place you can customise the Oppressor Mark II, so that's why we went and bought the Nightclub, because it's the only place you can store the Terrorbyte. That's why we bought the Terrorbyte and did the client jobs, because we needed this vehicle anyway to customise it, so we may as well have done the client jobs and knocked $2 million off the price. So hop on, press right on your D-pad. Now what we want to do here is the countermeasures, chuck the flares on for 110,000, come down to weapons, and we want to put the homing missiles on for 180,000. Now what else we want to do with this one is, we already did the countermeasures, and we put the armour all the way up, that's going to be 50,000, and the engine Don't worry about the engine block, that's just cosmetic, just changes the look of it, not worry about that. Engine tunes, $33,500 to upgrade to level 4, and that's all you need to do with it. That is all we need to do. You can obviously do the lights if you want to, change them, it's only $7,500. You can put a livery on. The dearest one there, actually don't have them all unlocked, but the dearest one's only $31,000. The rest are all around the $20,000 mark, so you can change that if you want. Respray, do that if you want, but just bear in mind each one of these do add up, so this is something you can do later on once you've got a lot more money. For me right now, I'm just going to leave it as it is, just until we've got more money, and I'll come and change this later. Like, you don't need to see me doing this. I'll change this how I like later on. Just put the upgrades that we need on it. So now let's take it for a spin. Now, if you've never flown the Oppressor Mark II before, it's pretty simple. You just pull back on your analog stick to go up, forward to go down. Now, what's interesting about this one is holding your accelerator flat like this, you're only going to gain a top speed of about 107, 108 miles an hour. But I'm now going to hold my handbrake button on, which is R1 on PlayStation. Don't know what it is on PC, but it'd be the equivalent to R1 on Xbox. And look at this, my speed increases to 130 holding the handbrake on. So let the handbrake off, you can see the fins on the side of the vehicle will come out when I push the why is it not coming out? It's not coming out actually. It's gone and made a liar of me. There we go. So when I hold the handbrake in, they go in. And that just holding your handbrake in. So if you're on PlayStation, you're holding R1 and R2 while you're flying around. It just flies that much faster. And of course your homing missiles lock onto targets. So I'm just going to now send the Terrorbyte back into storage and call out my Kasatka. So when doing the Caprico heist, if you fly down at sea level, you can then come and land your Oppressor on the front of your submarine here like this. So doing the setups, make sure it never ever stops like that. When you hop off, make sure that it's nice and flat, because otherwise it will fall into the sea. So you can use the Oppressor Mark II for the setup missions for the Caprico heist. If you're not very good with flying the Sparrow, me personally, I prefer to use the Oppressor doing the setup missions. I've watched other YouTubers, some say it's quicker using the Sparrow, some say it's quicker using the Oppressor. It comes down to personal preference in my opinion, and I'm a better pilot on the Oppressor Mark II than I am in the Sparrow, so that's why I use the Oppressor for the setup missions for that. You can also use the Oppressor for the data leaks missions on the Dr. Dre contract. You can't use them on the finale for each of the data leaks, and you can't use them on the mission where you go into the studio or the final mission, but you can use them for the 2 setups for the Nightlife leak, the 2 setups for the High Society leak, and the 2 setups for the South Central leak. And unfortunately you can't use it at all for the Cluckenbell Farm Raid setups. Now, I also forgot to show you there's also a boost. So the yellow bar down on the bottom left hand corner there, pressing it on PlayStation is X, on Xbox that would be A, and whatever the equivalent button is on PC, I have no idea if you're using keyboard, I've got no idea which button it is, but anyway, so pressing X just gives you a little bit of a boost when you're taking off. So as we come in and land, this is really nice and easy to land. You're just holding R1 and it will come down, hop on, and off we go. So this vehicle is going to make grinding so much easier, so much faster, particularly with the Dr. Dre contract on a couple of the setups. And as we go dive in and get more businesses, it's going to make grinding those out a lot easier as well. So the next thing I want everybody to do who has the bunker is to come into your bunker, come sit down at the laptop, come to manage staff, and let's assign all staff to researching now. and then come over to resupply and buy some supplies. Now this is because we've got now the Dr. Dre contract, we've got the Cluckermill farm raid, we've got the Caprico heist, we've got a nightclub that's now making us passive money through the actual nightclub itself. But in the next episode we're going to fully set up the warehouse downstairs, so we're not really going to need the bunker to make us money anymore. And for those that don't have the bunker, we're going to go ahead, don't worry, we're going to go ahead next episode, we're going to purchase the bunker along with the other businesses we need to fully set up the warehouse downstairs. So again, for those people that don't have the bunker yet, that's going to be the first business I recommend for you to buy in the next episode. And once we've set that up, make sure you have enough money to buy your upgrades as well. So you're going to need to do some Caprico heists, you're going to need to do some Dr. Dre contracts and some Cluckermill farm raids in between this episode and the next episode to purchase those upgrades. And you're going to come along to your managed staff and assign them to research. And that's so that we can come across to, where are we? I've got to find them. First, research, there we go, I was looking at the wrong one. So we can start unlocking all of these things. Some of these are going to be pretty important that we're going to need to unlock. Others are unfortunately just liveries and stuff. But here in particular, the different ammo types for our standard weapons, our Mark II weapons I should say. Some of these are important things like explosive rounds. So the Mark II sniper rifle I purchased earlier in my video and showed you not to buy it because I didn't have this actually unlocked yet. I forgot all about that. So these ones here are important. But the problem with these is that it's completely random which one unlocks, so we're just stuck with whatever happens there. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that in the next episode for those that don't have the bunker. Who does have some stock level here. I'm going to go ahead and sell that now, so then all of my supply level will now convert into research progress here rather than stock level. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this. I'll talk to you again in a moment. Now the next thing we're going to do is come back into the laptop of the nightclub, come to Resident DJ, and we're going to go and book a brand new DJ. That way we're going to have two of them that we can swap between. It's only going to cost us $10,000. This is in case we tend to neglect our popularity sometimes when we're busy doing other stuff. We might be doing the Caprico heist, the Dr. Dre contract. We might forget about the nightclub every 48 minutes or the troublemaker, and kicking the troublemaker out won't fully resupply the popularity bar all the way up. So if we've got the resident DJs here, and we've got more than one of them only paying $10,000 to swap between them, until that is all the way full, will help us out quite a lot. So I'm just going to go ahead here, and we're going to book, doesn't matter which one you go with, I'm just going to go with the Tale of Us. So that's because I can just go like this between the two as I'm booking them. If my popularity drops all the way to the bottom, I can just go like this between them two of them. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab the Tale of Us. Anyway, you can see how the Oppressor Mark II is going to make this a lot easier. We just fly over the top of everything, take off so much quicker than you do in a helicopter. Shoot it down, okay. Oh, I see what we've got to do. We've got to release the hinges. Okay, so I've got the wrong vehicle for this. So let's hop off. And we'll call in my Hakuchu drag instead. Ooh, okay, where are the hinges I need to shoot at? So right there. There's one. Oh, can't hit it, can I? There we go, there's the other. Is that the vehicle we need? It's not. Okay. There's one. There's the second one. And there's the Stafford. We need this one. Okay, so hop in. We're going to need to lose the cops, so can we call Lester for this one? I've got no idea.
Hello. What can I do for you?
We can, excellent.
You're in trouble. Okay. I'll deal with it.
You got it? Yes, my beauty. Now bring it down to LSIA. Bet they didn't think we'd come through with this when they put it on the rider. Omega is quite a nice spot.
Okay, so once you lost the cops, you get that phone call from Dave. He'll tell you to head down to LSIA, so I'll talk to you once we get down there. So pull up in the Corona here, pick up the tail of us, and then drive back to your nightclub.
Hey, we'll see you in there.
And when you get them back here to the nightclub, that'll be the mission completed. And you can see my popularity bar is all the way full now. So if you do need to swap between DJs, do not do it up here in your laptop in your office. Come downstairs to the basement level. Come to this laptop here instead. Come to Resident DJ and then just rebook Solomun. Come over, rebook the Tale of Us. It's going to cost $10,000 each time you do that. But doing it down here in the basement, if you do it upstairs in your nightclub office, you're going to have to go through a cutscene where you actually see the DJ swap hands. You're going to get respawned down on the dance floor. And if you need to swap them 2 or 3 times or even more to increase the popularity all the way full, then you have to go through that cutscene every single time. So come down into the basement office and use this one here instead. So I'm pretty much going to wrap up the episode there, I guess. I've got the best grinding vehicle, in my opinion, in the game, the Oppressor Mark II. We've got a nightclub. We don't have the warehouse set up yet. We've got the upstairs, the nightclub here behind me. We've got this all set up. This is going to make us $50,000 every 48 minutes. We don't really have to do anything. We just need to come in every 48 minutes in passive mode, kick out the troublemaker like I showed. So between now and the next episode, just maybe stick with the current grind we've got or just have some fun, because the next episode I'm going to be recording pretty much little bits at a time after doing a Caprico heist, pick up the next business to set the warehouse up in this nightclub, do a Dr. Dre contract, buy the next business, do a Cluckenbell farm raid. Probably not going to be enough to buy the next business with that one, but that's basically what we're going to be doing from here on in, is just buying the rest of the businesses that we need to set up this nightclub, and I'll show you how to do that. And remember, we were after, I'll come into the computer actually, best way to show. Come down to warehouse management. So the next episode we're going to be picking up what we need for cargo and shipments. Those that don't have a bunker yet, obviously pick up a bunker for the sporting goods, the South American produce, the pharmaceutical research and the cash creation, and then purchasing the remaining for technicians as well so they can source goods for those. That's pretty much what we'll do in the next episode. So I'll run you through how to acquire each of these businesses. So other than that, just stick with the current grind, because this is going to cost a bit of money to do this. So current grind, run a Cayo Perico heist, do a Cluckenbell farm raid, do the Dr. Dre contract. This is if you're going to be on for a couple of hours, obviously. When the Cayo Perico heist is off cooldown, run that again. Keep ringing Mutt every 2 hours, fill up your acid lab, sell it when it's full. And just pretty much stick with that. Every 3 hours, those that got the bunker, go back to your bunker, purchase supplies. Remember, we've switched the staff over to research now, so you don't need to worry about selling that. Once your research is completely filled up and unlocked, unlock it. Let your research go on to the next thing. And just basically run it like that from now until the next episode. And just, I'm not going to set a limit on how much to earn now, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, over this next week, is run a Cayo Perico heist, buy the next business, and I'm just going to do that each night. As I said before, to get to the point I'm at now, I was just playing a couple of hours each night, like 3 to 4 nights a week, and that's pretty much all you're going to need to do as well. The most expensive one we're going to be buying is the hangar. The cheapest hangar is, actually the cheapest hangar is 1.2 million, but ideally we want to be buying the $2 million one here up at Fort Zancudo. But I'll go over all of that in the next episode. For now, just either have some fun or stick to the current grind, and you might be one step ahead of me heading into the next episode. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more GTA content, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.